yeah. Oh, that music always just it lights my soul up. It's a good vibe all
I love
around.
that.
Heather, did you know that was the track that I used to as the background music of one of my audition tapes? Living here in Orlando, of course, we have like the Backstreet Boys came from here. I think NSYNC came from here. That was my audition tape, dancing and singing to make the band.
Wow.
I didn't make the band. But I
Aw.
did make this podcast. It's called We're Number One, the podcast.
Yes.
Finally, a podcast that says what everyone's thinking they are, especially in real estate.
Number one.
Number one. And of course, who do I have here today but a number one person, Heather Reynolds with Preferred Real Estate Brokers. Heather, thank you
Hi.
so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
So excited.
Obviously, I mean, you're a vibrant person. You've hit the game of the industry with a lot of energy, and I'm loving the content that you're creating out there. We'll get into that a little bit here. But one thing I want to talk about real quick is, well, who the hell are you? So tell the world a little bit about Heather.
Okay.
What makes you awesome?
Yeah. So I'm Heather.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah. I come from a background of teaching, so that's a fun fact.
Now teaching teaching Korean to
yeah. No.
What are we teaching?
Third grade.
Third grade.
Yeah, so
oh my
teeny
gosh.
tinies.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I mean, what was cool about teaching third grade? Like why third grade?
I actually loved third grade because it wasn't like where they were like so little that you couldn't like have sarcasm. I'm not even kidding. Like I could, joke around with them but then it was also like not old enough where they would like be rude and mean, and
right.
I wouldn't have to deal with like attitudes and smelly kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was a good sweet spot.
Good. And then I'm actually kind of thinking back on my third grade year. That was a year I think I kind of like found my creativity in like academics and stuff like that. Like before it was like follow the rules. Like, here's a listening station, here's a cut, here's to learn how to cut and all this stuff. But like I think third grade is where I kind of like felt like empowered and like, kind of, more me.
Yeah.
So that's a good age then.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I did that for 5 years.
Okay.
I taught fourth 1 year. It was really not my thing.
What's the difference? I mean, it doesn't sound like a big difference 1 year, but I'm sure it actually was tremendously different.
Yeah. And
what was that like?
So, well, that was at a different school. So
Okay.
I moved schools for my second year, and my kids were wild. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like stuff thrown at me. Like
Oh my
I would
gosh.
have runners, like kids that ran out of the class, and I would have to like call.
Ran out of the class?
Yeah. Oh
Like-
yeah. Like I'm not doing this. Like ran out.
Where'd they go? Where would they
Just
go?
Run down the hall. Like I don't know. I had to like call and say I have a runner.
And then women, what did they get tackled? Did they get
Yeah.
apprehended?
Yeah. They just like people just like
Swarmed them.
swarm.
Oh my gosh.
No. And then I once had one of my students like crawled underneath the portable. Like I was in a modular. She like, it was after school and she didn't want to
Okay.
go home. So she just
Oh.
like crawled underneath, and we couldn't like touch her and pull her out.
Right.
So
Yeah.
just like looking under, like.
Now, the first thing that painted or came to mind was like how you get like a raccoon out or a possum. Like
I know, like little treats.
I was thinking the long pole.
Oh yeah.
You could do the little treats there too.
Little treats.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
wow.
come
That's
here.
that's crazy.
Yeah, we were gonna have to call the fire department.
Poor thing.
So we like told her we're gonna have to call,
Right.
but she came out.
Good for her.
My treats worked.
What kind of treats?
I
Cinnamon
don't
rolls?
know, like yeah. Oh yeah. Just like whipped them up in my
That's how
classroom.
you get me
kitchen.
out of anything. Hey Dan,
Yeah.
there's cinnamon rolls behind that door. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't bring any cinnamon rolls.
Damn it.
I was going to.
But you didn't.
I know. You were talking about like some kind of duck egg last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that was I think it's going to be one of our most popular episodes next to this one, of course.
I mean,
But yeah, I mean, we ate some really delicious cultural food on that one, and one of them was balut, duck egg.
yeah.
Which surprise, we have duck eggs here today.
No, you don't.
A whole dozen of them.
Well, I mean, I brought candy from my kids' candy stash.
Nice. Just kidding.
You were talking about like duck eggs, and then the next time I saw you, you were talking about like beef tongue. Like there
beef.
was somebody
Actually,
in
we
the
had an agent that
office.
was talking
Yeah.
about he went from Las Vegas to California on a whim to get some beef tongue.
beef tongue. Yeah, and so then I was like, okay, well maybe I should bring something
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
And like then I was running late because it's Monday, and
Do you have
mom
candy?
life. I did. I brought some candy
Wait,
for my
you
kids.
said
For my
past
kids,
tense.
like no, I didn't need it.
okay.
I saved it. Yeah,
How-
it's nothing special. It's
what
like,
kind of candy is it?
just like M&Ms, Twix.
Do you have M&Ms on you right now?
I mean, in my bag.
Is your bag in the room?
Yeah.
Justin, or wait, is it accessible?
Yeah.
Let's go and get the M&Ms.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring them out. Let's bring them out. Justin, can you get the bag? Justin,
I even brought 2, so Justin can have a bag. You can have a bag.
No, and what about you though?
I mean, I already had some chocolate.
I just invented a segment here, depending on how we're going to do this. Let's see how this bag turns out here. Well, first of all,
dig in there.
does he have consent to go through your bag?
It's just a little bag on the top.
There we go.
The little Reese's.
Oh my God.
Don't worry.
I'll tell you what. Do you like M&Ms?
I do.
All right, so there's 2 bags. So here's what I want to do. I want you to get a bag of M&Ms, and I want to have a bag of M&Ms. And I want us to have all of this in our mouth. Thank you very much.
We're just gonna dump them in.
Yep, and we're gonna. Have you ever seen the game Chubby Bunny?
Oh, with the marshmallows?
Yeah. It's gonna be this segment's called Multiple M&Ms.
Okay.
And we're gonna sort of slug these, and I'm going to ask you to say some of your favorite Southern words or Southern slang, because for those of you that aren't watching or don't know this yet about Heather, she identifies partially as someone that's from the South, right?
Yeah. Of
course, here in Florida, Central Florida, you got to go north to get south, if you know what I mean.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah, even though we are Southern geographically speaking here.
People think that we're Southern, but that's not Southern.
No, they don't eat grits in Central Florida, right? But you have to go north to get that. So part of my family's from Carolina. So I'm like from Huntersville, Fayetteville, all the Villes or Villes out there, right?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Panama City.
Panama City. So that is a
Southern Alabama.
Southern Alabama. There you go.
That's literally, yeah.
Perfect. So, for anyone that's out there, as far as, that is, again, has been around somebody in the South or, has been in the South themselves, that we have a special, code, and it's, Southern and stuff. So I want to check out some Southern slang with you. We're just going to go back and forth.
See how many
saying Southern slang. Yes. Okay. Or so you'll say one and I'll say one if we know what it means. Okay. So here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's called Multiple M&Ms.
Oh my God.
All right. I'm going to start with one right now.
A lot.
All right. How about this one? Bless your heart.
Okay, yeah, I know that one.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
What's that mean?
It just means like you feel bad for them,
Uh-huh.
So you're like, oh, bless your heart, that happened.
But what's the other meaning of it too?
Like, is it like
you're special, kind of.
Yeah, you're a little dumb.
Yeah.
Like you don't know that. Bless your heart.
Exactly. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How about over yonder?
Okay, yeah. That one means like over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like not too far though.
Yep. All y'all.
Oh yeah, that means like more than 3. All y'all, like everyone.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
How about this other one? I don't know if it's like that's a good treat there. Thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. All right, you can have 1 or 2 or whatever.
He made a move. He made a decision to put them on the table, which it means that he had to come on his screen now again. Should he get a treat?
Of course, yeah.
All right, Justin, go ahead. Come on, guy, get a treat. Hold on, can you do it like you called the girl from the trailer? How'd you get her out?
You're like a little treat.
Treat. You can have it. Seriously, here. Which one do you want?
We can like throw one.
Here, toss it. Ready? Catch it. 1, 2, 3D. There you go. Sweet. Enjoy that, Justin. Thanks for being there.
My kids won't even notice.
Until they watch this.
Yeah.
This is going to be aired on all broadcast systems.
Oh, yeah.
PBS Kids.
It's going to be like the
Disney
Jimmy Kimmel, like where did my Halloween candy go? Except it's not Halloween.
It's not.
It's more like Easter. I don't know if that makes it any better. It's like August
This was Easter candy?
Probably.
Damn it.
Still good.
It was very good.
I mean,
yeah. It was delicious.
I'd rather have that than duck tongue.
Duck tongue or beef eggs. I could eat either of those.
Any of those. I would take chocolate.
I think I would too.
I mean,
even though those were good. Now listen, so the last one I have, I don't think it's like a regional thing, but I remember going with my parents when we lived in Carolina. We wanted to have like a nice little like Christmas, like little weekend vacation. And so we went to a place, Beckley, West Virginia. It's a coal mining town. Supposed to be really historical, like really just, cute and stuff. Right. And this is back before even MapQuest was a thing. You just use the actual full out map or like,
oh, wow.
So my dad called the hotel, or again, quotes, if you're watching this on the video, quotes, and the place we were sleeping at that night, right? On how to get there. And we were describing where we were on the major nearest interstate, and we weren't that far away. And my dad was on the phone with them for probably about 20 minutes, and this person was just not getting anything outside of Beckley city limits. And finally, they just got upset. My dad just goes, well, I guess you're just going to get along as you get there. Like, get along as you get there. And I'm like,
get along as you get there.
Yeah, which I mean, I
like
guess
going
like
get along and then you'll find it.
yeah, just like keep. I mean, I mean, it's a true statement, right? You're just
Get
gonna
along
you have to
until
get
you
along
get
as you get there.
Mhm.
Which I mean, it's ever since then. I think around maybe 11 or so. I got that tattooed on me that trip, and it's been with me ever since. That
along
sentiment:
as you
get
get
along as you
there.
get there, Daniel.
I like that.
When things get tough, what do I say to myself?
Get along until you get there.
That's right, and I say it just like that. So, all right. So, besides teaching and stuff, besides being, would you consider yourself a Southern belle? I mean, that's a whole other thing there. No,
I don't think so.
what are you? What kind of Southern character are you?
I don't know.
Because I mean, like
a Southern princess.
there we go. Okay, I like that. Because I was saying, like, as far as the characters go, like my family's like rednecks or hillbillies.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, you say that with like your face.
There's a lot. It's like when we drive home to go, visit, we know when we're there because it's just you just know.
You just know. It's that feeling.
See,
You're driving down the window and you hear that people go,
"Oh my gosh!" Yeah, yeah. You're like, here we are.
That's
right.
a soundbite here, by the way, for Heather. So, besides being, a Southern charmer, we'll say that, you're in real estate too.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm a mom in real estate.
You're a mom in real estate.
Mom,
so
yeah.
let's talk about real estate first, as far as what you do on the day to day, and then talk about how you are these other things as well in that regard. So what got you into real estate, Heather? So from teaching to real estate, what was that pathway look like for you?
So after teaching was kids.
Okay.
Little babies.
Uh-huh.
So I took a break.
Okay.
So after staying at home for about 4 years, I wanted to get back into a career, and I didn't want to go back into teaching for various reasons.
Okay.
But I have always found interest in real estate, and at the time we were building a home.
Okay, cool.
And in between, having kids and me going into real estate, we built a home, and so we went through the whole process of like selling our current townhome, and then looking for homes, and then deciding to build and dealing with builders and going through that process. So then I was like, wow, it's really cool. And our realtor at the time was like, a lot of teachers actually transition to real estate because you have a lot of those qualities that real estate agents have, like communication, creativity.
Sure, a lot of transferable qualities. Are you still friends with that realtor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's actually like, I don't think she's still here. I think she's like on an RV and just like travels.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, she's really cool.
That's an awesome life to live. Reason I asked, was she with EXP by any chance?
No, she wasn't.
Reason I asked, I loved all you EXPers out there. It was just, sometimes like when they're doing the customer, like, oh, hey, you know what? So you'd be really good in real estate. Have you ever been curious about getting into real estate?
No.
And then the talk to her goes from there. But yeah, that's cool that she saw that you had those transferable qualities.
I don't even remember who she was with, but
we can
she's
leave
so
it that
nice.
way.
Yeah. And she's really
that's cool though. I love that.
And yeah, so then it like got me thinking, and then, the whole pandemic hit, and I just had stuck at home with my kids, and I was like, I wanted to start doing something with my time to like get me ready to go back into the work field and force field, whatever. And
yeah, I like force field better.
Yes. So then I did. I went and like did the online classes and got in. And then I heard about you through one of my awesome neighbors.
Oh, you can say his name.
Yeah.
Joe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Joe and
Roberto.
Yeah, Roberto. Yeah. And so those
Roberto
guys
watched our dogs. He was like he's our dog sitter. Well, he hasn't watched him in a while. Sorry.
It's all right. Yeah.
We just haven't been traveling lately because I've been working.
Sure. But I mean, like, I know Roberto and Joe. I love those guys dearly. I can imagine like Roberto being a great dog walker. I mean,
my gosh, he's so amazing. So he like blew me away because we always like boarded our dogs.
Sure.
And until we found Roberto, and now there's no other way.
No, there's no other way than Roberto.
They literally like one day we were walking down the road and they saw somebody walking on the sidewalk and they thought it was Roberto, and they got so excited and they're like barking at this person, and I'm like, I am so sorry. I'm like, they think that you're their dog walker, and like,
right. How was that conversation?
It was a little awkward.
With the person,
like,
I get it. I get that all the time. I look like many dogs dog walkers. No.
I know, it was a little awkward, but yeah,
by the way,
love him.
Have you been thinking about selling your house?
Right?
That could be a great way to go.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good idea. Okay, but yeah, so they're with Empire Financial. Those guys are amazing out there.
Amazing.
I mean, obviously massively creative. I mean, we went to the last time I saw you outside of work was at one of their events, right? It was what
at
movie
the
was it?
the Jurassic World.
Yes. What do they have there? I mean, they had like they rented out the theater for us, right, to watch the Jurassic Park thing.
Fun.
And then we each got these like life-size dinosaur eggs.
Yep.
Did you try the jerky that was inside of them?
My kids probably ate it. I didn't.
No way, because that was the hottest, spiciest thing.
Oh, maybe they didn't
ever. Because like I saw
I'm gonna go like look for it now.
See if you can find it. Because like I saw like so again for those of you that are listening to this, they had this like really cool thing for all their attendees, like all this stuff that was like dinosaur themed, and I mean it was just an awesome gift.
Over the top.
Yeah, over the top. But one of the items in there next to the Dino DNA lollipop was the Jurassic jerky. And like I like spicy stuff, but when I see a dinosaur in a package and it says Jurassic on it, it automatically like it's like, oh, this is like for kids, like is easy. There's no way this is level 10 Jurassic heat. Holy shit, Heather. I went in way too hard
your
on
lungs.
it. I mean, it was hot. Everything was, my cells were on fire. It was the spiciest thing I had, which I loved.
Then they probably didn't eat it. I don't know who ate it.
Go see.
I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
I need to go find it.
Go find it and try some of that. And let me know how that goes. But that was crazy. But yeah, those are wonderful. So good. So that's what led you here.
Yes.
I love that.
Da-da.
End of story. Beautiful.
Yes.
So now that you're in real estate, we're starting to see it again that you're, like I said at the top of this podcast here, you're coming more into yourself. Like you're seeing more Heather come out. And I mean, was that something that you used to do as a teacher? Like, was it, or was it kind of like almost like tempered down and tamed down a little bit, not to be like so wild?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit. I had to be a little bit more. But I think it's also my personality. Like I'm always like shy, really shy when I meet somebody new. But then then they're like, wow, she's crazy.
Yeah. And I like that a lot because I think it's a overly popular in a not such a great way belief in real estate that you have to be like this really outgoing person and like through the roof and like Tony Robbins, like raise the roof kind of thing, and like especially on first impressions. But a lot of times, or more so with a lot of people, that's a turnoff. That's too much, right? And so I love being able to work with you because, like you said it, like you do come across as shy for maybe the first or second times you meet, but then once you're more around each other, that's when things kind of start to unravel and unwind a little bit, and you really see everything that comes with it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a really needed thing. You don't have to be this over the top, caricature version of yourself, because guess what? There are gentle souls or shy souls out there that still need real estate.
Right.
That will respond better to someone like you that's kind of a same, energy kind of thing. Exactly. Just like that. I hope you caught that on camera. That was beautiful. As opposed to, again, those overly vivid, types and stuff. So I think that's really cool. And I love that you're able to work with that. Because again, yes, in person, you're always pleasant and you're always intelligent. Yeah, of course. Thank you. But seeing it now more on your social media, which you're getting more comfortable with.
Yeah. Fun.
Yeah. So what are you on right now? You're on Instagram. What else?
I'm on Instagram mainly.
Okay, yeah, me too.
I have Facebook, but it's more like
Yeah, we could talk about Facebook and like all the whole social media thing, but your Instagram,
MySpace.
exactly. Your reels though are starting to come out to be really fun and stuff.
Thanks,
so I mean, was that an organic thing for you? Were you always kind of like a little social media influencer, or what kind of greased those wheels for you?
No, so no. I wasn't.
Emphasize no. Hey, listen. No. The answer is no.
No. Yeah, I didn't even actually use Instagram.
Okay.
Prior to. I mean, maybe I had like one or two posts from a while ago, but then I got into real estate and realized that social media is such a huge part of reaching an audience rather than like knocking on doors.
Right.
So, and then I joined forces with the KZ group, which has been amazing.
Nice.
Kimberly Zeidner.
She's awesome.
Shout out.
I love her.
Love her. So it's been amazing. And she actually has been such a great mentor for me and, just learning from the best. And she's like 100% social media all in.
Yeah.
So she just kind of, gave me that push that I needed. And she really encourages me to, put out reels and just be comfortable and not really worry about what other people think, which is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you're broadcasting yourself out there on social media. And like you said, I mean, social media is a great place, when it comes to real estate to be accessible without having to be accessible all the time. Right. Because you do need to have those not brand, but, business standards like, hey, on the clock, accessible for communication these hours, but hey, I have kids, which we'll get into a little bit. I have family, I have myself and stuff. So I love that. And I love that we're talking about this right now. Because I remember working with Kimberly when she was getting into not real estate, but social media. Right. And it was a very similar talk track as, I don't know what to post. I don't want to, I'm worried about the freaks out there. I'm worried about all these things. And there's ways to, to overcome that, to guide through that and stuff. And so seeing her brand presence now and what you just said, she's like 100% on from social media now. She's doing it great. And now guess what? She's helping you with it now too. And I love that. Yeah. Because you're doing great too.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think it's really, all about being authentic and knowing that you're not going to be perfect. And like your reels don't have to be perfect. You can stumble on your words. You can like be funny. People actually like that.
Absolutely. So. And that's one thing I love that you realize that too. Again, this is emphasizing how intelligent you are at your craft is that, in reels no one's there to be like, to go through a dissertation or have like to be overly educated in a dry way. Reels are there for fun. It's more forgiving of an audience. Like, okay, yeah, this is more raw, zany, fun, quirky, whatever it is. Edutainment. I love it when words come together like edutainment. Yes. That's very good. Yeah, hell yeah, edutainment. Absolutely. Versus some other, methods of social media out there too and stuff. So that's great that you capitalize on that because like I said, it's just from my perspective, it's really fun to see the development and just see you being more vibrant of yourself. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think my handle is Heather Reynolds _realtor.
Look at you dropping the handle before you even get to it. Yeah, she's already she's seen the show. She knows what's up.
I'm just like looking at the trophy over here.
I'm pretty sure. Yes, I mean these are all worthy. Yeah, get them. Yes. Bring them in. But hell yeah. So that's wonderful. So make sure you go follow her. Follow her. Me. You don't need a father. I'm sure you already got. You're I'm good in that. This is. Yes. I always hit a part of the show where I'm about to get canceled. So I think I could be running close to that one right now. Switching subjects real quick. Wrong button. Oh boy. Anyway, so let's shift into how you kind of applied what you learned from teaching, right? Because I mean, as your former realtor said, excuse me, these M&Ms are getting me. Was there peanuts in these? I'm just kidding.
No, God.
Just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, so she saw something in you, which and I love that it's when it's a part of an agent's origin story is that when someone sees it in them before they do. Right. So she saw that you had that ability to be colorful and wonderful and, attentive and all these things you have to be as a founding entity in the youth of America, bro, the youth of the world. Right. Yeah. She saw that in you. So how do you transfer or do you transfer any of that into what you do in the day to day of real estate?
Yeah. I mean, you definitely have to be creative and you have to be just flexible, like it's not the only thing it's different is like with teaching, it was like from 9 to 10, you have to teach English and from 10 to 11. Whereas like you just, it's more fluid. Right. Like every day is different and you just got to roll with it. And, but I mean, education was the same way in a sense that like I would be teaching and we'd have like a fire drill or something. Yeah. You have to like stop what you're doing and like.
But you still have lessons plans to go back to after everyone's back inside, right? In real estate, though we, the brokerage or, yourself and your self-organization, you'll have your plan ready to rock, but it's not the same thing too. And it's, I mean, even after summer comes and then summer ends and a new season or a new school year comes around, right? You still go back to day one of curriculum and like, here's first day of third grade again, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in real estate.
Constantly evolving and changing and but there's always something to learn from. Like there's always articles to read.
Sure.
Staying up on topic of, market updates and trends and
well, talk to me about that a little bit. Yeah. So, I mean, everyone out there that's listening or watching to this, no matter when you are doing this, you heard from a third party, whether it be a website or CNN or NBC or your neighbor or your niece that just got her license or whatever the hell it is, that it's the market's shifting. It's on the bubbles, so many bubbles, all these things, right? It's like what's actually happening in real estate right now?
So,
Heather?
I mean, it's definitely like cooling. But the mortgage interest rates obviously are elevated compared to like the unrealistic last 2 years of the, unique situation that we were in with super low interest rates.
Right.
So with the mortgage rates being higher and the housing prices are still high, it's kind of, houses are sitting on the market for a little bit longer now. Yep. So there's that shift. But it's still a good time to buy. Like if you're in the position to buy, they say to go ahead and do it, because experts and economists are not expecting like a crash of any sort that everybody's trying to like freak everybody out about.
It's definitely not happening, I don't think.
So they're definitely like sitting on the market, but it's not impossible. If you are in a position to buy, they say now's still a good time to do it. Without
a doubt. Because I mean, most people are comparing to what it looked like again within the last, 12 to 24 months.
Right.
And you can't. I mean, the last 12 to 24 months as of, what's today? It is August 22nd at 2:03 p.m. in the year of 2022. And I have to say that.
All the twos.
Numerology. I wonder what that means. But I put that time step on there because to your great point, real estate is always evolving. But yeah, you can't really compare to how things were the last 2 years because it was uncommon as far as the rates go. I mean, those were historically low.
Right.
Before that, in a typical market, you're looking at those 5-ishes, right? Which is it's back to now, kind of ebb and flowing,
right? Which
is normal, right? That's for the better or lack of a better term, just normal out there. And I mean, I really don't see any typical home depreciating.
Right.
That's going to keep going up because listen, we are very, very saturated here in Central Florida, but we still have quite a few cow pastures and orange groves that have yet to be developed.
Exactly.
So the growth is still happening there. So I love that you draw that to the mind there of the audience, is that listen, whatever you're hearing, hear it, but also make sure you have it weighted with where you're hearing it from.
Right. And then I saw recently somebody said marry the house but date the rate.
I like it. So what's that mean to you?
So if you're in the position to buy and you still want to buy and you're in that position and you find a house that you love, marry it, because the rates always change and you always have that opportunity to refinance your home at a lower rate. So brilliant. Date the rate, marry the home.
I like that. Make sure that's like the I think one of the pillars or the bullet points of this whole interview here. That's such a great piece of advice there, Heather. Brilliant, and that's well said. Very well said. All right, so I can definitely see how the lines are kind of correlated from what you've done in the past and stuff like that too, and how again what's made you so successful in real estate. What are some things that you do outside of real estate that kind of balances the full picture of Heather Reynolds?
Oh gosh, well, I mean, I am a mom of 2 boys. So toddler boys too.
Toddler boys.
I feel like I should have my own trophy for that.
Here, take this one.
Oh yeah, they're a lot. They're wild.
I tell you what,
keeping me busy.
Look at this camera right here,
yes.
And I want you to say something to them. I want you to do 2 things. Okay. So one, give them like a cute little like heartfelt shout out. Maybe they'll watch this years from now, and then tell them some like mom advice, like mom advice. Yeah, like you better be scrubbing behind those ears, boys. I don't know what the hell it is. So you can tell them something right now to the camera.
Okay, I love you, Ty and Jordan. They're so sweet. And Ty and Jordan, Ty and JP, we call Jordan JP. Cute. Anyways, they're wild, but you better be good.
Boom.
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 Yes. As being like a former teacher, like I'm always gonna be on them.
Do you have the teacher voice? Like there's like mom voice and teacher voice. Are they the same thing?
Sort of, a little, yeah.
Really kind of like drop the tone, get more articulate.
Yes. You better stop what you're doing.
And the southern comes out a little bit there.
Stop what you're doing.
I like it, man.
But my oldest is 4, and so he's started preschool. So that's been fun. And every week I feel like he's like coming home with a new slang. Like,
you were talking to me a little bit about that. Do you have anything you can share on air?
Yeah. So here recently he's like, coconuts.
Coconuts?
Like coconuts. Like, it's like his way of saying like, oh, shucks, or all, you know, like.
You can say the other S word.
Oh, shit.
Snaps. Oh, I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
Damn it, Heather. Jesus.
God. Sorry. Bleep it out.
It didn't post.
Yeah.
No, you can say shit on this.
Yeah.
We see that a lot in our reviews. This show is
R-rated.
The shit is what they say.
Oh god.
I was kidding.
I'm not used, like, being a teacher. I have to be so careful.
Earmuffs.
And mom.
We say, instead of saying earmuffs, we say headphones.
Headphones.
Tune on in, baby. Totally made that up, and I think it's clear that I just made that up. It's very clear. Nice. All right, cool. So toddler boys.
Yeah.
Right?
So wild. They keep me on my toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
They're like climbers. They're full of energy all the time.
Do they know what you do for a living?
Like, sort of. My son's always like, where are you going? And I'm like, to work. And he's like, where? And I'm like, to sell houses. And he's just like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, just
like, whatever, mom.
I think it's a hard thing for kids to picture, like, what their parents do if they're in real estate, because I mean, it is not a 9 to 5. It's not, you know, what typically, if there's another parent or guardian in the household, is typically not what they do. And so it's like, you know, like it's harder to picture.
Or if I'm like doing a reel or something at the house and I'm like dancing, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to work.
Mom's in a nice floppy brunch hat, pointing at things they don't see on camera and shimming a little bit. You know, right? I mean, yeah, it's hard to say mommy's at work, right?
Yeah,
but
it's
it's true. Yeah. That's just the kind of the pulse and like the flow of, you know, what lands these days as far as marketing goes. Because I mean, yes, you still see agents out there that are door knocking and stuff, and you know, I mean, and then I always talk that, you know, listen, you have to put yourselves in the minds of the consumer. Like when they're first hearing of you, or that first impression you're making, what emotional state are they in, right? If they're in their comfy pants at home, it's going to be really hard to compel them to get off their butt, go answer the door or the Ring doorbell, and have a compelling conversation
they're gonna, like,
with you.
Look at the Ring doorbell.
Yeah,
and
it's
be
like, get
no
the hell
thanks.
out. Exactly. I mean, yes, granted, I know there are agents out there that are still winning with that, but you have to be able to modernize things, you know, even if it's those more traditional approaches, which again, going back to what you're doing here, it's mostly social media, right? Did you, I mean, even so you were licensed not too long ago, right? Obviously, again, still you're good at what you do. It's very clear in your track record so far. But while you were getting your license, did you think that you would have to be doing?
Oh no!
And for those of you that are just listening to this, I'm doing the classic little TikToker, you know, moves.
Pointers.
Yeah, little point. Yeah,
little finger dances.
Exactly. Yeah, I like the finger dances. Did you? So you didn't think that you'd be doing that to sell real estate?
No.
What did you think real estate was going to be like when you were getting into it, before you got into it?
I would say, you know, just like the phone would ring and I would, hello. You want to go see a house?
I'll be there at 5. Yeah.
I'll go show it to you. You know, I don't know. I was really pretty clueless, other than like having just went through the process, you know. Sure. We didn't really interview for a realtor in our case. Well,
how'd you find her?
It was just like assigned to us.
It was like relocation or something, or what was it?
VA.
Oh, okay.
So my husband was in the military. So what is it, like their bank? Yep. They give you real estate agents.
Right. Yeah. So those agents
like,
that are part of the programs.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So actually, that brings up a great point. A lot of times there are services, providers, people, systems, whatever it is, that are available to the customers, right? That the customer doesn't know exists. Like for instance, like again, like referencing Empire, they're a brokerage, right? So they work with partners that can offer basically any kind of loan product or package out there to help people that are either self-employed or, you know, need cash assistance or have bad credit or whatever it is. They have something. So there's more out there than just a typical conventional loan. For sure. Right. So what are some things out there, people that you've partnered with, that kind of help define your edge further and might be a shining light to those that might need some further guidance?
Yeah. So, well, especially right now where the market is still a little competitive for buyers, there are programs. My last client, they used Home Partners of America.
Home Partners of America. Okay, I've heard of them before. Talk to me a little bit about what they do.
So they are super competitive cash buyer, and they allow the prospective resident to actually look for the house on their own. So like we got to go look at houses. They would find, houses from our MLS searches, and we'd go look at them, do showings. And when they found a house that they liked, the Home Partners like puts in an offer
Okay.
for them, cash offer, and they're super competitive. And in our case, you know, they got it. They got their home. And so they have 5 years where they can pay back, rent it back for 5 years. And within that 5 years, they have the option to buy it.
That's great.
So if if clients are not in the position to do competitive offers and cash, or even just if they're just not ready yet to buy a home, instead of renting, you could do this type of program where
which essentially they are still renting in a sense, but it's not like a overbearing landlord or something like that.
Well, and it's like a fixed rate, and they have like 5 years to buy it, and it be theirs. Helpful. So yeah, it was awesome. They were great, and the whole process was so smooth, and Home Partners was great to work with. So I would highly recommend it. And I honestly, I know quite a few people who rent, and I always tell them that there are great options for people that are renting, because rent is so high right now.
It's so high. And not to mention too, I mean, again, to your point, some people may just be simply in a position where renting is better for them for whatever reasons, but they don't want the paper thin walls or ceiling of living in an apartment complex where you have, you know, the neighbors, you know, I don't know, theatrical homes theater system blaring, you know, Star Wars at 2 a.m. kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
No shame to Star Wars. I love Star Wars. Bing, bing, bing. Yeah, I love that. And here's the deal. So this is, again, why it's so awesome to work with somebody like you, that you look for partnerships and services like this, because frankly, I don't think, you know, Home Partners, not them specifically, but just like any other supplemental or ancillary real estate service, they don't do a good job marketing to the consumer. So the consumer wouldn't likely be going, hey, I want to work with a realtor. I have Home Partners of America or whoever that I want to work with. I just need somebody to help me connect. No, they don't do that.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's why it's so amazing to work with, again, someone like you specifically, that has the knowledge and also the established partnership set up. So you're not having to call, you know, customer service the first time. You're already in the game with it.
Right. Yeah. And they're great. And after a year, if you're in the home, you stayed for a year, rented for a year, you have the ability to walk away. So say you you know, you get the home and you think that, you know, that's the home that you're going to want to buy. If within that year you find out that your neighbor's a little weirdo and you don't want to stay there.
I'm normally that neighbor. I'm the weirdo neighbor.
Yeah. Figured. You could just walk away. So it's nice. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That's great. And just to make sure that we understand this, you're not a paid person from Home Partners. This show is certainly not sponsored yet by them. But that's
we're
awesome.
Number one.
We're number one, guys. As it says it in the name. Throw us the dollars here. Sponsorships, please.
Yes.
At least from Zephyr Hills or Kirkland. This show brought to you by Kirkland Purified Water. Nature's number 3. That's a weird thing to say.
But yeah, that was a little weird.
Sorry. But yeah, great thing to work with you on a platform there too. So that's, again, can't emphasize it enough. So let's talk a little bit about, okay, so we've established you as I won't say a former teacher, because you're still teaching people on a daily basis with real estate, right? You're from the South.
From the South.
Right. You can speak that language there too. You're pretty damn good in real estate. That's pretty evident and clear. And you're a family person.
Yep.
It's difficult though, especially in real estate, to be able to stand out right from all the other 94 billion agents in your market alone. You and I had the pleasure, or I had the pleasure of meeting with you recently to help develop some of your, you know, new brand kind of thing.
Yes,
and so what's your new tagline? Do you remember it?
This heart is where your home is.
I love that. That's cool, because I mean, that was one of the things, you know, as far as like the brand discovery goes, is, you know, what are some of the emotions or just the vibe that you want to put out there for people to, you know, see? What are your colors that kind of represent not just what your favorite colors are, but like, you know, what your actual experience is, like, you know, to work with you, what's the experience like? What are those colors that represent that? And everything led back to you being compassionate, intelligent, loving, and calming. Okay. And it was kind of, you know, sometimes when you have those things, it's hard to put them into, you know, brand identity, visual colors, graphics, but you went, and I think you did, you made some great suggestions. I mean, you said, you know, you want the heart to be a part of it. You love the phrase, you know, home is where the heart is. And because, again, we still had to reflect something that's, you know, very specific to you, that does justice to you and how different and wonderful you are. that home is that heart that you have, right? This heart, which is a part of your logo, is where your home is. And I love that.
I love it too. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And I love all the colors that we picked.
Yeah. I mean, it looks great. It stands out. And I think it does a great job of representing, who you are and stuff. So, talk to me just real quick about, and this might be catching you off guard. What's your approach to real estate? Like, I mean, like, I know why you got into it and stuff, right? I know kind of like what it's, from my perspective, what the customers will enjoy when they work with you, because I've seen how you work and stuff. But what can they expect when they work with Heather Reynolds?
I just think that I can relate to a lot of people, especially where I live, over in Horizon West. We're super close to Disney.
Sure.
My husband works at Disney, so we're a big Disney family and fans, and we love going. So over in Horizon West, it's booming. Like, stuff is growing everywhere. Oh, yeah. So I can relate a lot to the people in the area moving there. And a lot of these are new builds. A lot of people, retirees, or even Disney's relocating a lot of their employees from California over. So I feel like I can relate. But I also try to be compassionate and, not pushy. I always want to advocate for my clients and stay on their side, and make sure that they get what they want and what's best for them.
Sure.
So yeah, like,
I think, so like a lot of agents will say stuff that's similar to that. Whether they mean it or not, I'm not sure. I know though for sure that you mean it. And I think, and for those of you that are just kind of being introduced to Heather here, I hope you see this in a sense, because it said your spouse, your husband, he's military, your teacher, right? Those are classically not the most paid jobs, but it does take the most dedicated person that is there for the reasons to be there, right? And so having that in your household, you understand, I think, the lifestyle and what the life, the lifestyle, and what it's like to be that, part in this country, right? And so I think that's an amazing thing that you do have a really deep understanding, and you are leading with heart, without a doubt. People out there that are not, they're just simply not a transaction to you.
Right.
You are compassionate, and I love. Thank you for saying that you approach as their advocate, because I see that you do that, and frankly, that is not something that is done commonly in real estate,
unfortunately.
Yeah. And you are absolutely the advocate of the people there. So Heather, is there anything else that we need to talk about? I mean, what else do people need to know about you, whether it be, where to get, where can I get some good Southern food around here?
Oh, Southern, gosh. Well, I don't know, like, I'll eat any type of food. I'm really, okay. I mean, I know I am Southern, but I really do. I'm also a part Italian. So I love Italian, French, sure. Canadian. I love French. I just love food. And we eat out, often. Okay. I'm pretty much a foodie.
I love it. What's one of your favorite places to eat in your neck of the woods?
Oh my gosh. Well, there's just so many good places. I mean, I'm excited. They're building a New York beer project, like, right near us.
New York beer project. That sounds pretty cool.
I'm
like a gastro pub kind of thing, or what is it?
Yeah, it's like this two or more stories.
Good Lord of mercy.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's gonna be amazing. They have brunch and everything, walking distance. I mean,
nice. Do they have M&Ms?
They may.
Listen, if New York Beer Company, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you are, sure. Let's get some M&Ms on the menu, please. Yes. That sounds really cool.
I'm trying to think like other favorite places. Well, I mean, obviously that one hasn't opened, so I can't even say it's my favorite. But we go to Disney a lot. We eat at Disney a lot.
Do you like Chef Art Smith's restaurant?
It's really good. Yeah, yes, that's really good.
Kitchen kind of thing.
I love what is it? The boat one.
It used to be Boathouse, but I think they changed it. It's like which is it in Disney Springs?
Yeah.
Is it the one that looks like the boat?
No.
It's the other.
Gosh. I should know this. My husband would probably like, oh God.
It's like Disney trivia.
Yeah.
It happens though.
It's like right there on the water, and
is it like the Jack Lindsay's or whatever it is, or
it's
adjacent?
Right next to it. Yeah.
Okay.
And they have the amphicars. You can like
the what?
The amphicars.
Amphicars.
Yeah. So you can
What's
like pay.
Oh.
And it like rides
It's
on
like
a ramp, and then it goes into the water.
Yeah, Amphicar.
Yes.
That's like a southern dish. Amphicar. No, you're talking about the cars that are actually like the ones like they look like a convertible.
Yeah,
and it's like a car, and it's
Yeah.
right in the water and turns into a boat. Yeah, I know what you're talking about too. So listen, we are
So
sharing this
sorry.
experience of
Listening.
being there and not knowing
But
it.
that is one of my all-time favorites. It reminds me of like my home because I live near the beach.
Aw.
So the being on the water and the seafood, I love seafood. So that's like really good. Disney Springs has a ton of good stuff. We just this last weekend we went and ate at Steakhouse 71 at Disney's Contemporary Resort.
I heard that's amazing.
Good. We went for lunch with some friends from Jacksonville, so that was fun.
Man, speaking of food, I feel like I have to have my Southern card revoked. Okay.
Oh.
So listen. So not too long ago, I was really in the mood for some like good old, like real comfort food, like Southern comfort food.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I live in Lake Mary, which is Sanford adjacent, right? And you have some really great like Southern soul food, comfort food spots in Sanford. Mm-hmm. And like when I'm talking about the places that are probably not even like actual like, open like total business, like they're just like really good, like a good kitchen kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was looking for. So I should have known better going here. I went to Uber Eats, and I'm just seeing if there's anything there. And I see a place in Sanford I have never recognized before, and it looked like legit stuff, right?
Okay.
So I ordered fried chicken. Their sides all looked, like legit. So I ordered it all. And Heather, I'm telling you, this was literally the best fried chicken I've ever had. And I mean, again, coming from Fayetteville, Huntersville, all the villas in Carolina and stuff, it even beat out those. And I hate to say it. So I'm sitting there like, oh my God, this is so freaking good. I was so excited about it. And then I go back next week to do it. This time, some of the sides come in Cracker Barrel bags. And I'm like, man, this place is so legit. They're recycling bag. Like they don't even have their own bags.
They're just throwing
this is so legit. I love this. But then I'm trying to tell my parents about how great this place is. I want them to go there. I look at the address for it, and Heather, it is Cracker Barrel.
Oh no!
And it's Cracker Barrel, and they're testing out a new concept kitchen. But it's not like Mama's Soul Food by Cracker Barrel. It's total another business entity. I felt so it's just Cracker Barrel fried chicken, but
it is good.
But damn it, I'm telling you, it was so freaking
Cracker
good.
Barrel is good.
I just felt like it just got me there.
There's a good one over in Horizon West area. It's called the Smoking Soul,
Soul.
Yeah,
okay.
And it is they work out of like their trailer.
I love it,
and they're really nice people, and they actually they posted about realtors and open houses and how they like come to your open house and throw a big barbecue.
That's not a bad idea at all.
I know, right?
You want to take them up on that?
I mean, I think I am.
I think it's a good idea.
Why not? Who wouldn't go to that open house?
Right.
Like if I saw some pulled pork,
right,
nice barbecue, like
hell yeah,
Texas toast, I'd go.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Say,
I thought we were at fish.
There you go, boom.
Bump.
There you go. I like that. So, so good. This has been really good. I think we got a good vivid picture of who you are. So,
thanks.
If someone's looking to ask real estate questions, if they're looking to find out where the best Southern food is, or just anything in general, how do they get in touch with you?
So on Instagram,
okay.
My email is preferred.heatherreynolds@gmail.com.
Gmail with an L at the end?
Yes.
Okay.
Not Gmail.
That's a little thing that I did. I sent her the same email 4 times because I couldn't get Gmail down for some reason. I send
now Gmail has it.
Gmail God knows where that's going to turn into.
Yeah. But I've already branded, so
perfect.
Got
good.
it.
First to market. I like that.
Yes.
And do you give out your phone number, or do you prefer it to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my number is 850 because that's where in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
850-890-1710.
Fantastic. Well, Heather Reynolds, you definitely lived up to the show's name. I think you are number one. You are fantastic.
This has been so fun.
You did a great job. And I mean, all this whiskey that you had to drink beforehand, for what reason?
And I'm still like managing to stay seated.
I'm just kidding, guys. She was not loaded before this. This is after for sure. But yeah, seriously, Heather, from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of all of our hearts, thanks for being on the show. Thanks for being a part of Preferred Real Estate Brokers. You nailed it today. Absolutely. You are a natural choice. And should we do it one more time? Let's all do it together. Okay. On the count of 3, let's hear a soundbite. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh my gosh. I think that's in a pretty good 3-part harmony. All right, Heather. Well, here it is. Go ahead and hit that button. Play us out. Watch your ears.
All righty.
Go for it. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, tuning in. Heather, fist bump this time intentionally. Boom.